Hi guys, and thank you for joining me. So, I have a video today. Hopefully, it is one that's going to give you a bit of a different frame of mind and a different frame of reference with regards to a very common mindset that I find to be very discouraging and very disparaging. And it's one that's affected myself as well. So, let's just get into it. I've got some notes to keep me on track, so I won't go off on tangents, and let's get into it. So, do you feel or have you ever felt behind in life? Like everybody else is hitting milestones and you are stuck. So, what if I told you that this is completely a lie? This is a constructed lie that you have been taught to believe, that you have been programmed to believe to create a sense of urgency. And we all know that sociologically, a sense of urgency is a powerful mindset um, to indoctrinate people into, because it enables companies to increase people's purchasing need or purchasing habits, and so it increases purchasing power and spending, and it will sense of urgency further pushes you to follow trends in society and sociocultural norms and what else is going on, and competition and keeping up with everybody else. And it's just this sense of urgency, and that has been indoctrinated upon us. Okay. So it's not real. We are not behind in life. And in this video, I'm going to break down why this feeling of being behind is such a social fallacy, and how you can reframe your mindset and feel successful and excited about where you are right now and where you are going to be, and whether it'll be tomorrow or next week or next year. And this is regardless of your age and at what point or what place in your life you're at right now. So this will be applicable to almost everybody, and it'll be very helpful to almost everybody. So if not everybody, I assume, to be honest. So here we go. So I'm going to start with the definition of social fallacy, because this is very important. So we live in a world obsessed with timelines, right? And you graduate by 22, you marry by 35 or by 30, maybe graduate, marry by 30, have kids by the time you're 35, all buy a house, start investing, all of these sorts of things, right? And these timelines are arbitrary. They don't account for personal growth, individuality. They don't account for unexpected life paths, for traumas, for unexpected events in life that can sometimes take up years for your brain to reframe and reset from. And sometimes they totally change your path altogether. I've seen people change their path in their last year of university and start completely over. And that doesn't mean it's the wrong path. It means it's going to take them further down the timeline, but they're not behind. They're exactly where they're supposed to be. Okay. It just took them longer to find where they're supposed to be. And that is the beauty of not knowing the path ahead and being able to have the ability to take chances, take risks, and not live in fear of change, because that not living in fear of change and all of those abilities enable you to follow new paths as they come into your life and as they become something that are relevant and applicable to you. And it gives you freedom in this life to do and follow and chase whatever you want. Okay. Freedom and flexibility, only the kind that a lot of money can give you. I don't even know if money can give you this sort of freedom and flexibility. So, but the feeling of being behind does make you stuck. So you don't have that freedom anymore. And that is why understanding social fallacy and these expected timelines that have been placed upon us, it's very important to understand that they're fake, they're not real. We have been tricked into believing that these timelines are important in order to achieve success and to achieve the lifestyle that has been planned out for each of us. And again, we don't all want to live the same life. We all want lives that complement and engage us. Okay, so there's Factors that also play into this: social media amplifies this in a huge way. We are curated, we live curated, and we see curated lives, and we think we're the only ones struggling, we're the only ones lagging. And the truth is, everyone's path is different. And that's exactly how it's supposed to be. Okay. So, however you get there is how you're meant to get there. And the lessons you learn along the way are just increasing your knowledge base, increasing your value, your worth. And again, knowledge is the one thing in this world that nobody can ever take away from you. So, whatever path takes you on like the knowledge journey in life, that's the path you want to be on, because that's the path that's going to give back to you forever. And no matter what situation you're in, that's that knowledge that's going to teach you how to manage it, how to manage challenges, how to maneuver and manipulate when you need to, and to be flexible and to, roll with it in a knowledgeable, logical manner where you're able to utilize critical thinking. And this is all based on experience and different paths you've taken in your life, okay? As opposed to following the step-by-step process, which is the social fallacy that we already discussed, okay? Another thing is that this affects everybody, okay? People who find success later in life and take an unconventional route seem to flourish in their success and enjoy it that much more than people who find it by stumbling into it. And their success that they stumbled into isn't necessarily what lights them on fire. It's not necessarily what they are, because let's be honest, what you are, the person you are when you're 22 is not the person you are when you're 40 or when you're 30, okay? You're going to be a different person. So if your whole life is set up for you, you have your husband, you have your home, you have your investments, you have your career, you're done all your education, and you don't have that freedom and flexibility at will to re-educate yourself. Or if you find yourself in a marriage where, wow, this person is wonderful, they're amazing, but I think I married my very best friend, right? A lot of people find them in these situations because we are not the same person at 30 as we are at 20. So if your path takes you longer to get to where you're going, and then that is okay. I am 45 years old and I am constantly learning. You guys know me. I am constantly re-educating myself. I'm following new endeavors, completely different pathways that what you would think are completely opposite of the education I've acquired so far, and my educational and my academic and my employment experience. But I find that everything complements each other. For instance, I began in healthcare and then I started studying law. And I started studying law so it would enable me to pursue a career in healthcare policy. However, I found that I really was interested in law, and I combined that with psychology, which was part of healthcare, and voila, I ended up having a lot of education, academic experience, and a lot of employment experience working in forensic psychology, where I combined law and my healthcare background with psychology as well. So things work out the way they do. And I didn't even plan that when I took law. I just wanted to understand social or healthcare policy to enhance my career working in Emerge and how things worked so I could better advocate for clients. And I had no idea it would take me down that path. And now I'm on a completely new path as well. And these are benefits of being flexible and realizing that there isn't a bottom of the ladder and there isn't a top of the ladder. The ladder is a continuum. And as long as you're willing to go up and down, move up and down the ladder and flex and maneuver while you're out living throughout this continuum, you'll always be able to navigate your pathway. Okay, so let's reframe now. Let's get into the meat of this. So focus on growth, not on timeline. So progress is not always linear, and that's what I mean by the ladder. It's not always straight up from the bottom beginning to an end at the top. It's not always linear. Okay, focus on how much you've learned and how much you've grown. Focus on your journey, on developing skills, on resilience, on self-awareness, not ticking boxes off by a certain age, okay? And what you can do is even take an action step, write down 3 personal achievements, no matter how small, to recognize your growth. You can do this daily by journaling. You can do this on a weekly basis. You can do this one time now and then make it an activity that you continue once a week. Like, what are the 3 things I learned this week? Good or bad, from positive or negative, you learn equally. In fact, personally, I believe I've learned more from the challenges I faced in life than the things I've signed up and paid for and studied. So, I've learned a lot more about myself emotionally, psychologically, my ability to reason and process things and act when I'm not feeling my best and when things aren't going my way, my perseverance, my what motivates me, what lights me up, you know what I mean? So I've learned that through challenges, not through textbooks. And just really recognize your growth through everything you've experienced and write it down, 3 things a week, and just really evaluate that, and you'll see the constant growth and constant improvement and the continuum that you're on and how you're successfully maneuvering this continuum, which gives you confidence and personal strength and value. And you really do recognize how strong you are and how valuable and competent you are and how you're exactly where you need to be. Okay. So the other thing is we often compare behind the scenes to someone else, and social media is responsible for this. Comparison is the thief of joy, okay? So we often compare behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel, but life isn't a race, okay? It's not a race. Celebrate the present moment. Trust that your unique experiences have shaped you and will continue to shape you. Okay. And that everything you do is planned for you as long as you do your very best every day and do 1% better every day than you did the day before. You're going to find that you're exactly where you should be. Okay. You're exactly where you should be, and you're heading exactly in the direction you need to be heading, whether you know it or not. Just have faith and trust that the universe has got your back, because as long as you're doing your best, it's got your back. So limit social media for a day or two if you're feeling comparison is really dragging you down. Focus on gratitude, on journaling, again, growth, and the things you value in your life, the things that you've worked hard to accomplish, maybe things that you are really grateful for having that make your life special and luxurious every day, or that make your life more enjoyable every day, things you really appreciate. Okay, write them down, and write down things that you want to grow on and you want to further develop, that you think you will appreciate to have greater skills at in the future, and that will help you look for opportunities to pick up those skills and those areas of improvement. Okay, so the last thing I really want to talk about is redefining success as fluid. So success looks different at every stage in life. Someone thriving in their 40s may have struggles in their 20s. Life is cyclical, and what feels like a setback right now might be a breakthrough later, okay? And that has happened to me so many times in my life, I can't even tell you. I have had so many different career directions, and I've excelled in each of them because I took each of them with 100% engagement and motivation and excitement and joy, and as an opportunity to learn and grow and experience and just become more. Like, I just always wanted to be more and know more and learn more and just have more. And to me, having more is a knowledge, and a personal awareness, and an awareness of others, and understanding of human behavior and how others behave, and human psychology, and how humans interact. And to me, I always wanted more of that. So every different opportunity was an opportunity to gain more. Okay. And really, that is the truth for everybody. Even if you don't know or you wouldn't use the same language as I'm using, everybody's chasing the same thing, and it is a greater understanding. So we can utilize that understanding in our own lives to perform better, right? To be more engaging, to be better communicators, to be better presenters, to excel in whatever we choose to excel in. Okay. So remember, life isn't a race. You're exactly where you need to be. if this video resonated with you today, please leave me a comment about your personal milestone, something you are proud of, big or small. It doesn't matter. I do read the comments, and I would love to see some of those, and I love to hear back. And then I know people are actually really thinking about it and reflecting, and that my video is helpful, that it's not just like verbatim and I'm just speaking to you and it's like annoying. Hopefully it's not. So leave me a comment what you're proud of, big or small, maybe a goal that you're working to achieve that you're really proud of the effort that you're putting in to achieve it. And let's normalize celebrating growth at every age and every step of the way. Let's normalize that life is cyclical. Let's normalize that life is not linear. We will move forward, we will move backwards. We will sometimes step back and pick up a few pieces that we dropped along the way, and we'll use those pieces to like put the roof on the house, okay? If you know what I'm talking about in my silly little metaphor. But let's do that. So I encourage you guys, please, to like and share my video, leave me a comment, and subscribe if you feel like this is a channel and you like content such as this. Please give me a subscription. I would really appreciate that. And definitely leave me that comment. I'll be looking for them. And if you look in my links, you can also you'll be able to, I'm not sure if I have in my links right now, check out my TikTok and my other socials. And if you're so interested, but I think my YouTube's the most fun, to be honest. So I will see you all soon, and I hope you have a fabulous day. And let this be helpful. Leave me a comment.